Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're finally going to see the level of BS that comes out of Chris's mouth once and for all, just how much that he can possibly spew in one vlog. So without further ado, let's go and see how they managed to travel across country 3.5 hours away to pick up whatever it was. Could it be a boat? Could it be a yacht? Or could it be a van?
I'm actually going out and joining them, but I can't start the vlog whilst Isla and Esme are in the house.
Oh, I see Sarah's got her lovely rugby shirt on yet again. Loving it, Sarah. Love the style, Very snuggly, I've got to say, snuggly.
Isabel, are we even going to talk about what they're going to do today?
Oh, sorry, Ben.
I'm dropping Chris and the two girls off at the train station. If you've watched our vlogs over the last few days, then you probably know why I'm dropping them off at the train. Whoa, Isabel, close that microwave. They're making porridge. If you've been watching our vlogs over the last few days, then... And you didn't, is she embarrassed? So... I'm dropping them at the train station and they're going on like a train to pick something up. Now, when was the last time Chris, Esme and Isla went on a day out on a train to pick something up? What did they come home with? I'm lost for words, guys. I'm actually lost for words.
No, you're not, Sarah. No, you're not. You know exactly what they're doing, and you know exactly why they're doing. You've had a discussion. We've even had vlogs suggesting what you're going to do. Everybody knows what you're going to do, even you. And this is like not even good acting at this point. I know it's for the TV show and everything, and you have to keep your fans on edge. But no, it's just a no from me.
So I'm gonna drop them off now. Isabel's going to watch Jason Mila for me. I'm going to call at the shop. What did you say we needed? Milk?
We need some milk.
We're going through so much milk at the minute. I always seem to get the balance right, and then someone just decides to like something like porridge. Like at the minute, everybody wants porridge for breakfast, and it uses like 4 pints of milk.
As a side note, people who eat porridge of a morning, don't trust them. Don't trust them at all. You know that porridge, it's like goo and just all slimy and gooey and ugh. Yeah, it makes me want to be sick. Sorry. I know I'm going to have offended quite a few people, but that is just the way I feel. I'm sorry, I just can't trust you.
People all eating horrible, obviously not every single day.
Who's running in? Oh, it says me. Yeah, it's fine. So we use so much milk, it's actually insane because everyone likes to have porridge.
Auntie.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for it, I can't find it. How's it?
Esme's lost her phone.
I just saw it,
Did you?
Yeah. Bye, Daisy, love you. Bye. See you. Bye, Mila. Love you.
Love you. Right, I'm going to go because I do need to get them to the train station. I'm calling at the shops, buying some milk, and then I'm also calling to Home Bargains to get a few bits that I explained in yesterday's vlog for Jason Mila.
No, you never. No, you never. Yesterday's vlog was that stupid little, you know, Laurel and Hardy impression that you had going on. So I think you better get your vlog straight with Chris. You know, you're not quite on the same wavelength here.
After the baby's born, I'm basically doing them like a craft activity present type box. I'll explain it a little bit later on, but I'm going to go and see if I can get the actual box from there and maybe some tissue paper or gift bags or something to wrap each activity up with. So...
Do you really need to make everything a super duper surprise and make it seem like everything that you give them ever is like a present or a surprise, and it's got to be wrapped up so they can open it and they can be all excited about it? The idea is, if I understand, is when you are busy with baby, you can give them an activity to do. It doesn't need to be wrapped up. You can say, here Jace, here Mila, here's an activity. You can go and play. It can be nice and exciting and fun. But you just want to wrap it up and say, close your eyes, I got a gift for you, close your eyes, it's a surprise, etc. That's what you want to do. It's better for the vlogs, and for some reason you think it's fun. It's not fun, sorry.
I'm going to do that very quickly and then I'll be back home. Okay. So I won't be long. Right, let's go.
Right, we're at the train station. Girls, are you ready?
Yeah!
Okay, the girls have no idea what we're doing right now. I'm not telling them either. We're just getting on a train, but we're getting on quite a long train today. A 3-hour train.
Wow, is that long for you, is it, Christopher? Is that a long train? It just goes to show how often you actually go out places, because, that's not a lengthy train journey. It's just a train journey, really. It's, go to and from places.
Babe, please don't go into labour today.
But is that going to be the drive home as well?
No, the drive home's not.
Yeah, because Sarah is a verifiable moron, she almost gave it away. Why would you be driving home if you're going to pick up a surprise van? Yeah, or even a yacht. It could be a yacht. And imagine they'd need a car if it was a yacht. Anyway, could be a van, could be a yacht, could be a big boat.
Well, the train home, it's not going to be rush hour, is it? So.
No,
Yeah,
but
we get picked up for the same
no,
train
it's
station.
it's a direct train home, but you can't get there direct. You feel me?
I was going to say, because the one home didn't look like that.
No. Right, ready?
Yeah!
Ready? Good? Okay.
See ya!
Don't forget any of your stuff. Have fun, have a relaxing
No, that
night.
was mine.
No, that's...
Water. No,
is it?
you got
yeah.
juice.
My bad.
There's water.
Okay, man, just me and my two girls today. What are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
We ain't got a clue. We don't know what's going on, but we're doing something. First of all, we need to get to platform number 2, because that's where our train's coming to.
Is that where your train's coming to? Is it? You sound more and more like Sarah every day, Chris. Yeah, must be the Yorkshire coming out in you.
It is a 3-hour train. Literally 3 hours. It's quite far.
It's far. I mean, I said before I had to go at him, okay, that it's not far. 3 hours is, it's reasonable. It's not your standard hour. Maybe you go to work, it might take an hour on the train or something like that. But 3 hours, yeah, I guess it's not close, but just the way it goes on about it being far, and very far and everything, just kind of got to me a little bit, because I think that it is it's just something people do, for a day out. Might go on a train for a few hours. I don't know, bloody hell. I used to do it all the time, okay? It's just
But who knows what we're doing at the other end? I don't even know what we're doing at the other end. I trained my brain that way so that I didn't accidentally give it away, because I always give everything away because I'm just rubbish.
Oh, I get it now, Chris. I get it. This is how you come across as stupid so often, because you've trained your brain to believe that you're stupid and that you don't know anything. So it all makes sense now. All those times that you come across on Instagram as being the moron that everybody thinks you are, it's not even true. You've just trained your brain to believe it.
I'm rubbish at keeping secrets, things like that. Sarah almost has given it away one time this morning, but luckily she didn't. So, yeah, anyway. Cryptic. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And not one of you guys, in fact, if any of you guys comment actually in the comments what it actually is, like in the time frame, no, you're still going to be able to check out, yeah. So, but anyway, if anyone actually guessed what it was, then you're a complete G, because there's no way. No one's going to know what this is today. Everyone's going to be like, what on earth?
Well, no, Chris, because half the internet knew, because, it's already been released before this video came out, and, yeah, I can't explain to you why or how it actually happened, but it just did. I'm sorry, it just slipped out. But yeah, you crack on. Nobody knew a single thing, and that is what you're going with.
Because no one's going to expect this. Okay? Let's go.
Always on go, feel like I'm never home. Pockets on swell, it's time to let it go. Got me going dumb, like I'm illiterate. Know you feeling it, I got you feeling this. Heat rise, have you ever stayed up to the sunshine?
By the way, Chris, how did your girls manage to get the day off school? I mean, didn't they have to ask permission to go out during school time or anything like that? Isn't that a thing in the school of Ingham? Only joking, Chris. This was actually on a Saturday, so I couldn't really, you know, make that sort of assessment of their schooling. But I have no doubt at all that they would have done this on a weekday. So they didn't just go away on a Saturday because they had school during the week, for example. That didn't happen.
Came through fourth quarter in the crunch time. Need to go flee on the rail like just one time. Have a fun time. Monsters, tell me, do you believe it?
My actual God, the amount of times you've strategically placed that water bottle in the shot, you know that water bottle is being sold by yourselves, by your company. Shouldn't you be I don't know, putting like a product placement ad or something? You know, this video contains promotion, that sort of thing. Anyway, just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all my research to do with ads and stuff like that, maybe I'm the wrong one, right? Maybe it's me. Maybe the ASA are wrong too. But
Those monsters, I'm talking dreams so big that they'll haunt you, or they'll calm you. That's how you know if you gotta go and get to win and not come.
So funny. Isla just pointed out the fact that the last time we were all on a train together was the day.
We went to go pick up the van.
Yeah, it was the day we bought the Sprinter van. That's crazy, in 2021. I can't believe it's been that long.
why can't you believe it's been that long, Chris? Anybody that knows you would totally believe that you could go 2 years without spending any time with your children one-on-one. Yeah, that's totally believable. So I don't know why you can't understand it.
Since we're all last on, just me, you and Esme on the train together. Yeah, it was then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So it was just you guys that came me. Oh, don't get me started. That makes me too sad still. I can't.
Always on go, feel like I'm never home. Pockets so swole, it's time to let it go. Got me going dumb, like I'm illiterate. Know you feeling it? I got you feeling.
Chris, I know this is your song of choice at the moment, but I can't help but wonder why you would play a song which contains the line "I'm illiterate" over a clip containing your children. It just doesn't make sense to me. Also, it doesn't feel, it feels a bit awkward.
Alright, quick stop off in Warrington. Never been to Warrington before, but we've got to walk from one station to the next in Warrington to catch our next train. Yeah, life experiences, man. New city, new place. These guys still have no idea where we're going or what's going on.
No idea.
There's been loads of train cancellations today, so that train was absolutely rammed. But we made it. 3 hours down, only one to go.
I got you feeling it. I'm going way up, like to the moon. Get up and get it, yeah, I zoom. Money keeps falling, I need a broom, I sweep. Straight off the humble, I don't tweet. Family around me don't say a peep. Got what you need, so what you need. I'm in the earth that my seeds, and I watch them grow till I say my piece.
Last train, where we're going.
Well, last train, second train in actual fact, Chris. You've only been on 2, so it's not like it's been a marathon or anything like that.
Where we're going.
I know where we're going, if you want to tell us.
Okay, final train done. That was a nice train as well. That's the train going to Glasgow. I fancy staying on it and going to Glasgow. That'd be so nice.
Let's go.
Should we go do a road trip? Should we go do a train trip to Glasgow now?
Yes, definitely. Right now.
Okay, well, we can't go to Glasgow today because we need to be here for something.
But we do.
But no one knows what. No one knows what yet. And I'm not telling you yet either.
So you went to Wigan. I've got friends in Wigan. You should have let me know. I would have popped along to say hello.
Got a bit more time to wait before we find out. I know I'm dragging this suspense thing out like all day. We've been on the train for so long, like because of there's some strike action going today or something to do with signals and commotions going on like this right now. Anyway, so we're starving because we've not eaten in ages, so we're going to try and find something to eat. We've got a taxi to take, and then it's time. Then these guys are going to know what's going on. Oh! I'm a little bit excited. If anyone's guessed it, which you're not going to have done, there's no possible way you're going to have guessed this one. No way.
Well, I guess a boat. Is it a boat, Chris? I'm praying that it's a yacht. But again, I'm still not sure how you get a boat or a yacht back from there without a car. Maybe the train. Maybe... No, I think it's too big to go on the train. Is it? Is it too big? Yeah, probably.
So, see you in a minute. Okay, we've googled. There's a Greggs literally 2-minute walk from the station. So we're making our way there now. For those of you outside the UK that don't know what Greggs is, it's just like a bakery. A good one.
Yeah, Chris, I don't know why or why you think, that you have new people who don't know what Greggs are, because you've got a loyal fan base, so I'm told, and they watch your vlog, so they'll know, because the amount of times that you've been to Greggs, they should know by now. They know that you're Greggs people. In fact, Jace had a Greggs pizza before he could even talk, isn't that right?
That sells like pasties, sausage rolls, sandwiches, you name it.
Shortbreads.
Shortbreads. Caramel shortbreads.
An older gentleman. They're more like just fingerprints on an abandoned handrail.
I've got to say, Chris, why did you set the camera up to film the Uber driver? Whatever he was doing, it's none of our concern, right? Just as our concern shouldn't be directed at you, you seem to think. Now, why would you possibly... What's happened here is you've heard the driver and he's laughing away at the radio or whatever he's doing, and you've thought, that's a bit funny, that'll make good vlog content, so let's film it, shall we? Yeah, we'll film that, it'll be great, and take the piss out of the Uber driver. That'll be brilliant stuff.
Boom. Right, girls. Okay, we're out of the taxi. We're in a housing estate. I bet you're both thinking, what on earth's going on right now? Any ideas what we might be doing today?
No, I can't even think.
None at all?
I don't know. We're in a housing estate. There's nothing like I expected. We're going to meet someone. Maybe.
Who knows? I wonder if we're going to go meet someone.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be filming random people's houses down a street that, you know, you don't live there. It's not your street anyway. You wouldn't like it, and I'm sure the people wouldn't like it too. Filming their cars as well, the registration plates and things like that. You know, it's all good entertainment, isn't it, Chris? Entertainment. That is exactly what you put it. He's an idiot. I'm sorry, right, so I think I should give a disclaimer here, because my brain cannot cope with Chris at the moment. I think he's actually fried it, right? So if I'm tailing off, or if I'm just sounding like I'm in another place, anywhere but here, it's because of him. He's just like... My brain can't cope with the level of crap that he's been pulling recently, and I don't think I can cope with it anymore. So, yes, I do quite often sound sort of like I don't know what I'm talking about and things like that. And you might be getting bored of me just talking right now, which I understand. I think that would be a normal person reaction, to be honest. I get bored of listening to myself. I get bored of talking to myself, and I get bored of myself. So, you know, we're all in the same boat. So, stop your complaining. You're not complaining, I am. Sorry.
I think we're going to meet someone.
You reckon?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Why else would we be here? It's a bit weird, haven't we?
Yeah. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. We'll just have a walk around here and see what happens.
I've seen. Tell me when you see it. 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 I guess we got the bag.
I bought it back.
Oh my god! Oh my god, it feels so
She's ours again.
Yay! Oh my god, thank you so much.
I knew I'd get a good reaction out of you.
Say that again, Chris. For those of us who couldn't quite catch it the first time, I knew I would get a good reaction out of you. Is that why you took Isla along? Isla, the poor innocent child who you love to exploit on a daily basis, time and time again, right? You knew you would get a great reaction from Isla. She would turn on the waterworks, she would cry, she would be upset, she would be happy, the emotions would be flowing, and yeah, you knew, because she was like this when you gave the van away. So obviously she's going to be happy to see it back again, and you knew that. So it was very important for you to take her with you so that you could get the reaction. Am I right?
I will tell a little bit of a truth right now. Esme already knew. I had to rope her in on it to help me sort it out. So Esme knew we were doing today.
There were so many hints because, like, before, when we were coming up the train, Dad went, I was so confused. I was like, Esme's confused as well. Like, oh yeah. And there's so many points in it. I've been like, does Esme know? This is really weird. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Well, I just find it quite amusing, Chris, how you have to bring your 2 children with you for protection. Isn't that right? Because you don't want to meet any random people in the street. In fact, when was the last time you actually walked alone in a street anywhere because of fear of meeting people? That's why you tend to spend half your life roaming around the countryside, because there's less people there and you don't want to bump into people, because, you know, they'll recognize you, they'll say things, they might even speak to you, and they might even, you know, give you a good wallop. But when you've got kids with you, rightly so, people won't approach you, right? And you know that, so that's why you take them with you. And that, so, you know, I call this top G nonsense. It's a bit of a not.
Esme's been helping me a little bit behind the scenes, but yeah.
It smells the same on the inside.
I'm actually really nervous now.
Can we go inside?
Yeah, well, we've got to go and meet the guy first and sort all the stuff out, and then obviously we can.
Okay.
Then we get to take it home.
This was my first guess when you should have taken a train.
Well, I thought it was so weird how on the train you said, literally I said out of the blue, the last time we were on a train together was when we came to pick this van up the first time we ever bought it.
Coming back to pick it back up.
I know.
I think I might cry when I step inside. Let's go see. It does look weird.
Oh my god, it feels...
Mum knows.
Yeah, Mum knows, yeah. She's all good.
Yep, Mum does know. They had a big song and dance about it in yesterday's vlog. We all had the misfortune, in fact, to watch that. It was yeah, it was fun. It was entertainment.
It's
She's
so
down.
weird.
It does look so weird, doesn't it?
Oh my god.
You know what I find even weirder though, Chris? It's the way that for the past 5 or 10 minutes, all you've been doing is stood there walking along with your camera pointed directly at your kids. Not talking to your kids, talking at them, possibly. You know, it may look, in actual fact, from an onlooker's point of view, like you're a bit of a weirdo. In fact, filming kids in the street. I'm not saying you do that, but from an onlooker's point of view, remember the other week when you were mistaken for a stalking weirdo in that restaurant? Well, kind of similar here, you know? I mean, I'd be worried. I would, right? I know they're your kids, right? So that's fine. It's all good, right? But from an onlooker's point of view, it doesn't look great, does it?
It's so long. I thought we were going to like meet someone. Oh, we're meeting around. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back, Savannah! I feel really weird doing this, but I can't believe I'm sat back in my van.
Yeah, I must admit, when the day you sold that thing, I did finally think that you'd finally done something right by your family by getting rid of it and maybe putting their safety first, but obviously not. It was just a myth, and you have the unsafe. It's more than unsafe, isn't it? It's an absolute death trap, that thing. And you've got it back, and you've got a newborn to go in it as well. So how are you going to fit 8 people when 7 was too small, and now you've got an extra newborn to go in it as well? I can't absolutely.
And it is actually my van. Again, now we've just sent the paperwork back over to me, and we've got it back. This is going to be really confusing to a lot of you guys, and I know no one's going to have even imagined that we were going to do this today. And I took Esme and Isla with me because, number one, Esme knew about us getting the van. I needed to recruit her help in persuading Mum, but I mean, Sarah was an easy sway anyway. But I knew that Isla would have an amazing reaction to seeing the van because she's so emotionally invested in this van.
Yes, but why is it so important to you to get an amazing reaction out of her? Why is it so important to you that you need to upset your child so much to put it on camera, to put it out to the world? Wouldn't it also have been as emotionally amazing for Isla if you just walked up to her and said, Isla, guess what? We're getting the van back. She would have been overjoyed at that, but no, you have to take her all the way across country, 3.5 hours away, and you have to surprise her to get the emotions fully charged and then unleash it and get the full reaction that you need for the vlog and make money out of it. Does that not make you upset or sad or just a bit guilty at all? No, it doesn't make you feel guilty one little bit. That's a shame, isn't it, Chris? Because that makes you an emotionless twat.
And then it was really beautiful to see.
Just to pick up on my last point about him being an emotionless twat, what is the word when somebody is emotionless? Is it like narcissism? Is that what it is? It makes you a narcissist, Chris? Is that what we should call you? Well, most people do call you that anyway. But yeah, I think that's pretty much covers it. Somebody who just has no ability really to feel anything for anybody except for yourself. Very sad, and sad for the kids. Don't really care about you.
I can't believe I managed to keep it a secret the whole way. Even with that Uber driver, our Uber driver, we just got an Uber from the station to here. And the Uber driver was like, he had a radio station on and he was uncontrollably laughing to himself on this radio station to the point where he was doubling over and wheezing because he was laughing that hard. And it was to the point where it was really awkward because I was kind of like, I don't find it funny at all. I don't really understand what he's finding funny himself, but he's been in his taxi too long on his own. That's what I think.
See, Chris, you're quite nasty, aren't you? The only reason you told that story, there was no reason just to tell that story just then, because you started the story off with, I found it really difficult to keep the secret, even when the Uber driver was laughing. It was like, what has that got to do with the fact that you couldn't keep it a secret, or you were trying to keep a secret? It's nothing to do with it at all. It was just an excuse to tell a story about a man who was driving you around, would you believe, for minimum wage or less. And the guy, he does more than a 9 to 5, and he's in the Matrix or whatever crap that you keep blethering on about, and yet you had the indecency to mock him to thousands of people online. Isn't that nice? Now, he may not watch this vlog that you put out, but he may have somebody who watches it, and it'll eventually filter back to him, right? And then that'll be like you know, you've mocked somebody that you don't know and had no reason to whatsoever. They didn't offend you. He didn't offend you. He didn't do anything to you. All he did was laugh at the radio, and you felt it necessary to call him out to 20, 30,000 people online. Shame the hell on you.
Or something like that, I don't know. But anyway, we got dropped off around the corner from where the Sprinter's owner was living, and then we walked around the corner and she was just there, boom, waiting for us. Obviously, I'd pre-set this up with the guy that bought her off me originally. Just to touch on that one as well, I know we mentioned it the other day, but if anyone's not familiar with the story, we put this van up for sale back in the winter because with buying the new big van that we have, we didn't see this being used, and we didn't want it just to sit on the drive and rust, basically. These vans require constant maintenance because of the batteries and the electrical system. You have to keep them charged, you have to keep them ticking over, or the batteries get ruined and they die, and the van, you know, it'll get mouldy and it'll just get ruined, basically. So, and this was not going to be maintained whatsoever, and so we were kind of like, the best thing to do is to sell her. We have this big RV in the drive now, and we've got plenty of drive space for this, the Caravan, the RV. That's not the issue. It's just the fact that this is gonna sit here now for at least a year and rot, basically, and I'm really sad about that. I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to sit here and it's gonna sit here and do nothing, basically, and age, and I'm not using the thing. It's super indulgent to have like 3 massive adventure vehicles on the drive, and you know, it's not smart. I need to say goodbye to it. It was a very hard decision to come to back then, and one that I wholeheartedly regret and have regretted ever since she went, because I am massively emotionally invested in this van. We've done so many trips in this van and
all our favourite memories are in this van.
Yeah, all of our favourite memories are in this van.
I remember that day. So I was sat in Mila's room and looking out, 'cause, you know, you can see the drive from Mila's room, and then they reversed out, and I was like, no, it's going, and then it went beep beep for the last time and drove off, and I sat there sobbing in Mila's bedroom, and I had so many edits that I made that they to make myself even sadder, and then I got it back.
Yeah,
so
man,
like a happy ending.
It's so cool, and it doesn't quite feel real, but basically, they bought it, they've done an absolute monster amount of upgrades to the van. Like, it's really weird because it's got an air conditioning system now, like a proper full air conditioning system in it. It's got Apple CarPlay in it. It's had like just loads of things done to it. That is a massive upgrade from the systems I had in the van. And they've, you know, decided that van life isn't necessarily for them in a smaller van like this, and they've bought a big motorhome. And because they bought a big motorhome, this was going back up for sale. Loads of you guys tagged me in the eBay listing for it when they put it up for sale.
Loads of iFam tagged you in the listing. Did they indeed? Well, why did this happen then?
There's no way. No ways. No one's going to know what this is today. Everyone's going to be like, what on earth? We're not going to have done. There's no possible way you're going to have guessed this one. No way. This is going to be really confusing to a lot of you guys, and I know no one's going to have even imagined that we were going to do this today.
Very odd then that you were so insistent that nobody would know and had no idea and it was impossible to know, and despite all that, people have been tagging you left, right and centre about this listing that they knew was up for sale. Funnily enough though, didn't see one single tag of the listing from anybody else. Nobody tagged me, and nobody showed me, or I didn't see any of it, you know. Constantly keeping an eye on you, Chris. Didn't see it, sorry. But also another funny thing is, if your best mate, right, who's selling the van back, instead of listing it on eBay, why wouldn't he just contact you and say, look, I'm selling my van, would you like to have, you know, have first refusal of it? But that didn't happen either, did it? It's weird. Add to that, Chris, I actually checked eBay, and did you know you can check eBay sold listings, unsold listings, previous listings? You can check all that, and yeah, no, it didn't exist. It's not there, sorry. Add to that the fact that why were all your iFam, all those kids, you know, checking, looking up looking up Sprinter van listings on eBay. It's very odd, very weird. Yeah, it's a very weird bunch, your iFam.
And immediately it tugged at my heartstrings. This was when we were first in Devon, and I said to Sarah, look babe, the van's come up for sale or whatever.
You told her whilst you were in Devon that the van was up for sale. It's funny that, really, because I got the very wrong end of the stick on this one then, because the other day, yesterday, you said that the van had just come up for sale and you'd just been trying to talk Sarah into it. You made it very much sound like Sarah had only just found out and you kind of sprung it on her. This isn't the case. You'd known for weeks. Is that right? Is that what you're saying now?
And I messaged the guy, because me and the guy, I'm obviously not going to say his name, me and the guy who bought the Sprinter from me originally, we stayed friends and we talk on WhatsApp and stuff. And
your new bestie, Chris, your new bestie. Former iFam, I believe.
So the new owner, who has very, very kindly already paid, and so it's official that he's done. He's on the way. They're going to be 10 minutes. They've been trying to.
I hope he likes it face to face.
Yeah, I do too.
He's not even seen the van.
Yeah, the guy's really blind faith bought this van. He watches our videos, and yeah, very blind faith bought, but feeling really weird, somber, super sad. It's my baby.
Still find it hard to believe that an iFam just decided to blindly buy your van that they'd never seen before in real life and trust your opinion on it. And didn't turn out too well, though, by the looks of things, did it? Did he ask by any chance for proof of funds when you bought it back?
Come here, I'm only going to consider people that are genuinely interested and that can show proof of funds beforehand. So I'm not going to be accepting any requests to come and view the van or anything like that until whoever is interested can provide proof of funds, so that I know that you're a genuine buyer.
Yeah, I'd have asked you for proof of funds as well, to be fair, knowing the state of your finances right now and how desperate you've become recently. Definitely would have asked for proof of funds, especially given that you sold him a dud van. You know, remember this MOT actually did happen just after he bought the van. So as you can see, the MOT failed, and Chris is right in what he said the other day, that lots of vans or lots of vehicles do fail their MOT. That's not an issue, but what it failed on is an actual issue. This one in particular, do not drive until repaired, dangerous defects, electrical wiring likely to touch hot or rotating parts, unsafe modifications in engine bay. The modifications bit is very telling. That means that's things that he has done to the van has made it a dangerous defect. You see what I'm saying? He has made it dangerous. It wasn't dangerous before he got his hands on it, but he did. And with it being a dangerous defect, it means that they can't even drive it out of the garage until it's been fixed, until it's been repaired. It's that bad. And the next ones were not any better, in my opinion. So these are repair immediately, major defects, vehicle structure modified, there's that word again, modified, Christopher, such that structural rigidity is significantly reduced, several holes being cut out under a vehicle within 30 centimeters of a mounting from the chassis floor. So what does that mean? Yeah, that is indeed most likely the holes that he cut out when he was putting Mila's box, you know, there. I mean, that is classed as a major defect. So what's happened here is the MOT guys have taken one look and thought, what the actual fuck, why is there holes in the floor? You know, what, just why? What the fuck? So yeah, they've got to get that fixed as well. And this is probably more than likely something that Chris hasn't actually shared with the buyer at the time, you know, because imagine saying, yeah, by the way, you got to look here a little bit because here there's holes in the floor. Now Chris has probably just covered it up so that the guy can't see it properly, and without an MOT it's not noticeable quite so much. And yeah, it's that must have been such a shock for the guy. This mate, how the fuck did he stay mates with you if you sold him a van with holes? I still can't believe you actually did that. Honestly, this is why I'm going on about it now, because I still am in disbelief. If that had been me and I shelled out all that money and found those freaking holes in the floor of the van, I would have been fuming. Honestly fuming. The guy would have had to fork out a fortune, right? An actual fortune to get all your modifications fixed, because there was other defects as well, major defects, you know, because they go in order of severity. You've got the dangerous defects, the one which was the electrical issue, which could have, you know, caused a kaboom, and then you've got the major defects, which are most, you know, they're bad, they're very bad, and they need to be fixed before you can take the vehicle away, and that's before you get into all the minor defects and things like that. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of looking into your vehicle MOT habits actually, Chris, and I've got to say, right, you're an absolute idiot. Most people, right, and I've defended you, okay, so I hold my hands up and say I was wrong. I've defended you in that most people have said, yeah, that's a death trap, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's wrong, he's done this, it's dangerous. And I've just said, yeah, maybe, right, maybe. But on this, just, I can't believe, right, let's take a quick rundown of the MOT history. Now, I know people are probably bored of listening to me right now rambling on, right, but just hear me out, I have a point, right? Look at the MOT history here. So as you can see, this MOT was on the 23rd of May of 2023 and it failed, right? But if we track back and we see the last time it passed its MOT, that was on 5th of July 2022, so about a year previous it had actually passed, but it didn't pass straight away. As you can see here, it's still got some minor defects and advisories, right? So those are fine, but prior to that it had failed its MOT on the 4th of July. That was the day before it failed, and it failed on some major defects. Again, there was all these list of things here, but the point is that after it had failed these and then he got them all fixed and it passed, within a year, 1 year, he's managed to fuck it up to the extent of this, that it's become dangerous. Within a year, it's taken him a year to fuck it up to that level, and that frightens the hell out of me. Now, interestingly enough, prior to Chris owning the vehicle, on May 2021, it passed, no fails. May 2020, it passed, no fails. August 2019, it passed, no fails. There's no history of a failed MOT on this vehicle at all, right? And within a year of him getting it, from May 2021 until the next year in 2022, 1 year later, he's absolutely fucked it up. Absolutely fucked it up. Within a year after that, he's fucked it up again, having fixed everything. It just blows my mind just how insanely bad he has actually treated that vehicle. I know he will say, oh, well, we go, over through the world, and we travel the world, and obviously it's going to be bad. But no, most of the defects, most of the major defects, and most of the the dangerous defects are caused by modifications. Modifications that are unsafe, not because of wear and tear of travelling around Europe and things like that, right? So don't come at me with that, because that's not even true.
You know, he's always been sending me like pictures and videos of the upgrades that they've done to the van, and I was really jealous the whole time. Not gonna lie, but I messaged him obviously straight away, and it was a done deal almost immediately. Me and Sarah talked about it back and forth a lot. Sarah was definitely reluctant.
Well, to be fair, Chris, I'm thinking you probably didn't have much of a choice. Did you mention that to her? Or in fact, are you telling us the same story that you told her? Because I can quite believe that she would believe everything that you say, and even if it's a load of crap and everybody else knows it's a load of crap, she probably still would believe you. I honestly think that. So did you tell her that you probably had to take it back anyway, because the guy was a bit it was a bit miffed, shall we say. He was a bit miffed. I'm sure of that. I'm sure he was miffed that he had to fork out thousands or whatever it was to fix a thing that you didn't tell him about in the first place. Isn't that right, Chris? Absolutely certain of it.
But we've both agreed, and we both agreed since the summer, since we were away in the big van, that the big van is a completely different experience to the Sprinter. The big van is a completely different trip type than being in the Sprinter. And I don't know if you guys will understand this, or maybe some of you will, but when you're in a really huge monster of a van, that is, it's less manoeuvrable. You can't park it everywhere you want to park it. You have to be much more present and careful with your planning about where you're driving and stuff like that. And it's great, and it's fantastic to live in, and it's a fantastic experience, and we love it to death. And that van's not going anywhere. We're certainly gonna get our money's worth of use out of that van. But this this van is a different experience altogether. Like, this is like an explorer's van, that you go exploring new places in, like Scandinavia. And it's a van that you can take anywhere. You can take it to the Lake District on the tiny roads. You can take it to Cornwall on the tiny roads, places you would not take that big truck that we've got.
It's like, say you want, this is really random, but say if you wanted to go to like IKEA or something and you were going to get loads of furniture and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you couldn't fit in the car. It wouldn't really be appropriate to bring the big RV, would it?
No.
To IKEA car park.
Yeah, we always bring this to IKEA for a going.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's
it's like that,
yeah. It's like multi-purpose, this van. So it's, you know, it's for road trips. We do need to do some modifications to it to make it road trip worthy for us. For instance, it's going to get a pop top on the roof. It's going to get a roof tent built into it, but it's kind of not like a tent. It's like a professionally done like extra bedroom on the roof.
Okay, that's interesting, Chris. That's interesting. Where exactly are your storage boxes going to go? Are they going to go in this specially made bedroom with the kids sleeping in there, or are they going to go on top of the thing? Or where's your solar panels going to go, Chris? You ever thought about any of this? Has this crossed your mind, or no? I'm sure you'll come up with a plan. Don't worry. You always have a plan to botch things. So don't worry. Let's watch this space, guys. We are going to see the most amazing modifications ever. You'd think that having been told that his modifications were actually unsafe and he was driving his kids around in an unsafe modified van, you'd think that he would rein it in a bit, but no, not Christopher. No, Ollie, remember, don't worry, Ollie, you only live once. Is that what it means? Only live once? No, it doesn't mean that's YOLO, isn't it? Ollie, one life, live it. That's Chris's motto. And if that means his kids only get one life ever, then yeah, he'll go with it. He'll carry on with his mods.
It's going to get one of them. It's going to have some other stuff changed and fitted in the living area to accommodate the fact that we're going to have another new baby, and the girls are growing up, and Esme's getting bigger, and you know, Isabel's a bit bigger, and everyone's, you know, maybe starting to outgrow the spaces that we had before.
Well, yeah, there's no chance that your 18-year-old adult daughter will want to sleep with her 14-year-old annoying little sister. Or am I getting this wrong? Maybe she does. What about your 14-year-old daughter wanting to share a private space with anybody else? Really, that would never actually happen either. So, what sort of life are you giving your kids? I don't get it. I never will get it unless you explain to me, Chris, how this actually works. And, you know, as your kids are getting older, they all actually need their own private space, and you can't give that to them because that van is tiny, right? No matter how much you big it up.
But it's going to get retrofitted with all that sort of stuff and changed, and that's going to be super fun, and we'll film doing that as well. But basically, van life in this van and van life in the motorhome, the big motorhome, they're two different types of trips, and ever since we got the motorhome and we got rid of this, we've all, Sarah included, longed to have this back so we can continue to do the type of trips that we do in this van, and we have always done in this van, because, you know, our heart and soul is here with this. So
it's like
so excited to have it back.
Yeah, it's like what Edwin was saying before. If like your car's at the garage or something, I'll get his thing fixed up, and you can't really take the massive RV to like, I don't know, the shops or something. You can take this, it's perfect. We need it for so many things. It's
exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly. So that being said, I'll go through once she needs a little bit of a retrofit to fit us again for a trip, and we're going to do that. It's going to be really fun. But I'll show you, like, obviously I'm going to do that on camera as we get into that soon and whatnot, and I'll show you all the upgrades that the other family have done to it, which is super cool. Some of them subtle, some of them monumental, including like a full massive air conditioning system, which is going to be game changing if we take this place to a hot place. Take this van to a hot place, sorry. But yeah, so right now we had a monster of a journey to get here. It's not too far on the way back. It's kind of like an hour and a half back on the road. It's just trains that were just monstrously long, especially because of delays and stuff today. So we're going to start making our way back to the house and show Sarah and everybody else. Excited?
Yeah.
I'm so excited, man. I'm so happy right now. I can't even deal with how happy I am right now. Here's to some more chapters in the Sprinter. Lots more adventures. Lots more van life adventures.
Well, that was fabulous, wasn't it? Absolutely fabulous. We have the van back. We've all missed it. We've all missed the death on wheels. We've missed, you know, will the kids come back safe? Won't they come back safe? The drama. Come back tomorrow at 5 p.m. to see if the kids are still alive. You know, things like that. You know, it's always... I can't wait for those trips again, seriously. And this time with a newborn. So that will be even more special, won't it, Chris? So... until next time, please give this video a massive thumbs up, comment all your thoughts down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. And until next time, have a lovely day, take care of yourselves, and goodbye.